Hello everyone, so welcome to today's video. As you can tell, I'm in a bit of a different place because I've come home for the Easter and I have some time alone now, so I thought I'd film this. Well, it's quite a short video, but I thought it was kind of an important thing to address. So, you know how some witches, well, a lot of witches are solitary. There are ones who practice either online or physically in a coven or some kind of group. And there are many benefits to this. Like, I know if I was a part of one, it would kind of encourage me to, and motivate me to do more spell work. And it's just nice having a group of like-minded people. When I do find someone to finally settle down, I do intend to look in for a physical coven, but that probably won't happen for a while. Now, it's important to know what you're getting yourself into because a group might seem kind of fun and easygoing and innocent at first, but there are obviously cases of these groups developing or turning out to be very dangerous cults. And I say dangerous because although the word cult has negative connotations, the word itself just basically means a group of people devoted to something. So that could be like a religion. It's the dangerous cults you hear in the news where people end up dying or somehow manage to escape in, it's dangerous cults. So I found this really good article on lifehacker.com that kind of tells you what to look out for when you're joining either an online or physical group of people. Now, the first thing you should look at is the person in charge of the group, their motives and their personality. The person running a dangerous cult, they tend to be very narcissistic and they may claim to have hidden knowledge, power that no one else has, or they just have something, they see themselves as above other people. And now these people, they can come across as quite loving and caring and, the best person in the world, but then they may be very quick to turn to anger. They may explode over what seems to be nothing. So if you're joining a group, look at the leader and, see that. Also, they tend to be very good at reading people and finding out people's weaknesses, which then they can exploit, if they need to control you. Secondly, you should look out for signs of brainwashing, and this can be a bit difficult, but one of the things to look out for is isolation. Dangerous cults tend to force members to just rely on the other cult members and to kind of isolate themselves from the outside world. And I think this is one that could be quite serious in the pagan community because obviously a lot of people can't come out of the broom closet. They can't tell their family and friends for many reasons that they are a witch or they're this and the other. So getting together with a group of like-minded people would be very beneficial, but at the same time it would be a good way of kind of cutting them off from everyone else they know. There's in dangerous cults there tends to be a lot of peer pressure and also getting members to commit past sins which they can then use against them in the future. There's obviously a lot of control, they may tell you when to eat or sleep or who to associate with. The only kind of example I can draw up at the moment is obviously it's a very controversial subject about veganism. If there's a dangerous cult just kind of disguising itself as a coven or some kind of pagan group, they may say that you have to be vegan, you have to eat this certain diet or whatever, otherwise you can't be a part of the group. Sleep deprivation is another technique of brainwashing because people who are tired, they tend to be more susceptible to wacky ideas and they're more likely to believe whatever. There's always language control as well, so they can come up with their own special jargon and stuff, which would be very tiring to explain to someone who's not in the group, so they just stay and talk about this in the group. And then I think the last point in this is that they may threaten expulsion to kind of keep members in line. They show that the outside world is a bad place, or they don't understand you. So if they threaten you with expulsion, they will keep you in line because you don't want to be out in that big, bad, evil world. But probably the best way to determine if a group is a dangerous cult is to ask questions, because they do not like skepticism. And as I said in my first video, I think it's healthy to question things, like, and if they're genuine and pure and whatever, they won't have an issue with you asking questions, but a dangerous cult would. I was part of an online community. I'm not calling this community a cult, but I was part of a group chat about Therians and other kin, and someone there said they were fiction kin, and particularly this one anime character. And I love learning about people. I'm a psychology student, so I just asked out of curiosity in the most polite way possible how they came to that conclusion that they were this anime character, because I don't understand it, so I wanted to learn. And then I got kicked out of that chat. So that was a red flag for me. Again, I'm not calling this particular community a cult, but it was a bit dodgy. This article was mentioned on another article on pathos.com. It basically reiterated everything the lifehacker.com article said, but they also added in that they may try and cover up anything that kind of damages this kind of wonderful community image. So there'd be no transparency to any of the faults of the leadership, and stuff like that. They will try and uphold the reputation of this particular group by any means necessary. So that is basically it. Just remember to keep safe and, question things, if you don't agree with them, or even if you do agree with them. It's good to question things. Critical thinking is key. And just keep yourself safe. These groups can be online and they can be physical, and you might not realize at first. They may come across as nice and innocent, but then turn into something you can't really escape. So thank you for listening to this video. Hope you're all well, and keep yourself safe.